next up, we're going to talk about different paths in film. We have freelance, we have union slash corporate, and then we have an agency. All right. So most people think about the freelance route. The freelance route is cool. You can set your own schedule, do what you want to do, but it's also one of the most hardest parts to rise in film because it's all on you. You know what I mean? You are reaching out, building your own relationships, creating your own clientele, and then building your work from there. So freelance again gives you a lot of pros, but there are some cons to it. Once you get over those hurdles, though, it gets better. It gets a lot better. Then we have, joining a union and going corporate. They have a few different unions for film when it comes to what you want to do in film, like Steadicam. But it's great to be a part of these unions because, it helps you get booked on actual gigs where you're working on actual film sets. All right, so I call that corporate when you're working on film sets of movies, TV shows, etc. All right, because you have a schedule, you are booked, and you are supposed to be there at whatever time, and you're leaving at whatever time filming is over, right? You don't really have a control of your schedule like a freelancer does. You are working based on whatever your needs are on set for whatever given days, whether it's a few days, a few weeks, a few months, etc. That often includes travel. So we have times where you might get booked for a movie or hired for a movie, and the movie is filming in, let's say, Alaska for 3 months. Well, that's where you're going to be for 3 months, in Alaska. All right. And just so you know, when it comes to like corporate filming, as I call it, your weekends are not weekends like everybody else. All right. Your weekends, I believe, are Monday, Tuesday. Sometimes that alternates and changes depending on the set, but your weekends are normally like during the week, Monday, Tuesdays, or Tuesday, Wednesdays. So that's another thing to also keep in mind. If you're the type of person that likes to travel a lot, then that might be the route for you, because whatever film you're working on, whatever location they're filming in, that's where you're going to be. All right. Now, getting into the monetary side of it a bit, when you're unionized and you're working with these corporate type of film jobs, you're getting a set rate of pay based on the type of film that it is. When I say types of films, I'm talking about unions. You have SAG, SAG, Screen Actors Guild. You have AFTRA, etc. They have different levels of pay scales based on the type of film that it is. All right, so SAG, I believe, depending on the job that you are doing on set, it could be something where you're making anywhere up to $964 a day. All right, and like I said, very lucrative, but you don't get the freedom that a freelancer gets. So it really depends on which side you want to go, which part of the spectrum you want to be in. With a freelancer, it's like you set your own pay rate. How much ever you want to get paid for the job, that's what you're going to get. And whether the client decides that they're going to pay that or not is on them. Whereas on the corporate side of things, there's a budget. This is how much you're going to get paid based on the union contract that they have for the film. And then you also have getting bookings through agencies. So some freelancers end up hiring an agent, a booking agent, to get them booked for different types of gigs based on the relationships that agency has. So there's a few filming agencies out there. You can go ahead and look them up and see what they are. And if that's something that you're interested in, you can take advantage of it. But of course, like with any agency, they take a percentage of everything that they book you on. But it alleviates some of the stress of you having to find gigs yourself because you have an agent out there doing that for you. So those are 3 different types of, paths that you can take in film, and things to keep in mind depending on which way you want to go.